Oh, there's so much stuff I want to talk about. So I wanted to talk about the original Hong Kong, the significance of that film first, because as Clarence said and Andrew said, it's evolved into this sort of cultural phenomenon for the Hong Kong people, but also for the film industry itself. Because 10 years, the film came at a time where a lot of significant Hong Kong filmmakers were making films in China, and there was a vacuum of maybe more than a decade of quite mediocre Hong Kong films, I feel like, that don't really have much cultural significance, or at a time where there are a lot of Chinese co-productions where, you know, Hong Kong directors would direct, but it would be a mainland Chinese cast, or it'll be a half mainland Chinese cast, half Hong Kong cast. But the win at the Hong Kong Film Awards showed the power of Hong Kong productions with Hong Kong directors, Hong Kong casts and stuff. And the most significant part is that, you know, we never expected it, because we never expected people to vote for us. And Hong Kong Film Awards is an award show that is not based on a jury. Like the Golden Horse Awards is based on a jury, where a set of 20-something people, they sit around for 6 hours and talk about who should win. But the Hong Kong Film Awards is voted by all the Academy members in Hong Kong, all the industry people who applied to be a member of the Hong Kong Film Awards Academy. And that is such a great sort of sign for the Hong Kong film industry. I think I would say that it gives them a lot of hope. It gives the Hong Kong filmmakers a lot of hope, I think. And also because it's very ironic that you know, one of the things that the Hong Kong people were fighting for throughout this whole political change is universal suffrage. Is the right to vote for people, for your own leader, or your you know, the people who are taking care of you, supposedly. And the fact that 10 years won the Hong Kong Film Awards is a sign that, you know, people are supporting of their own industry. And I think that was very significant. And so I wanted to talk about two of the two segments that sort of have a common theme, and that's children. That is, I wanted to talk about dialect in the original Hong Kong one, because, you know, it tells a story about a father who can't really communicate with his son, and was his son? I think it was his son, and it also speaks to the cultural identity of what it means to be from Hong Kong, right? And one of the things is Cantonese, and it is and I'm always interested when the film plays in different international film festivals of, you know, do people from Amsterdam understand the significance of Cantonese and Mandarin? Like, do they even know that Hong Kong people speak sort of a different language than mainland China? And you know, I'm always interested in that, and I'm interested to hear what you guys think about that as well, because that's such a huge part of Hong Kong culture, or being brought up in Hong Kong, is speaking Cantonese, and not being able to communicate with your child is quite a scary thing. And also, it's interesting because if the mainland Chinese government wanted to sort of change Hong Kong into, like, you know, a mainland Chinese city, a purely Chinese city, not sort of like independent or a special administrative region or anything, there's no use trying to change my mind. There's no use trying to change Andrew's mind. We've all grown up in a Hong Kong where we know that there's an alternative, and the best way is to go for the children. I think just start educating them the Chinese way, and they'll become great Chinese kids. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, that's something that sort of is paralleled in Mischievous Alliance in 10 Years Japan, where you know, teach the kids, you know, have the artificial intelligence, you know, control the kids and teach them what's right, quote unquote, what's right, what's the correct way of thinking. And I think taking away that sort of ability for the kids to think for themselves is quite scary. But, you know, as you can see in Mischievous Alliance, you know, children know what's right. Inherently, people in general know what's right and wrong. and it sort of like speaks to the human nature and sort of like just the innate sort of like ethics, human ethics and stuff like that. And I think it's quite I like that aspect of this whole project as children, and how children are the people who are going to carry on our society.